Hello baby gangsters, this is Calvin, also known as Orman, and this is my first ever playthrough of Ace Attorney Apollo Justice. I always like mix those around all the time. By the way, is that a Gucci? Are they Gucci bags in the back there, or are they meant to be like look like Gucci bags? Let's talk about this disappearing act. The body of Latouche is gone, so we actually have a problem on our hands. I'm guessing that it's like either someone in the band or like, but the thing is like I couldn't imagine like little MAchi, like, you know, he's so small carrying a body like that, but it was somebody. Well, this sure is a, what did he call it? A sausage? No, wait, it was a pickle. Yeah, it's probably a pickle. And it's your pickle. I told you to stay in the room. Sorry, but you're the police officer. You stay in the room. Sorry, no, she did ask us in fairness, and like, yeah, but she should also leave us. It's a gray area here, I feel like. We're all in gray areas. It's all right. Top priority now is finding that body. You can make it up to me later. 10 bags of So Chocolate Snackoos should do the trick nicely. You should watch your sugar intake, Emma. She's young, she'll be fine. Wait, are we looking, oh, we have to look around at the actual area where the body was moved. There should be a body here, but there's not. How could this have happened, and why? No? Wait, so should we go from location to location then? Is that what we're doing? To try and find this body? What if it got moved into, no, that's where we just were. Could we present you anything? Why should you get this? We already did present that stuff. This is one of those moments in Ace Attorney where like it changes everything for the rest of our lives. Let's try the Gavanier's dressing room. Nothing in here? Nothing in here. No dead bodies in here. What about the stage? Well, that wouldn't make much sense. Oh no, wouldn't it? I guess it would. Oh, it did. Okay. July 8th, 12:57 a.m. in the wings. Does something seem different to you? Something is definitely different here. Let's check it out. What is different? That stage there must have been lower before. Yes, because it does. I was about to say it looks a bit more cluttered, but I think it's just because the thing has been, the kind of like stairway thing or whatever you call those has been extended. That's the tower that Lamaroa and the prosecutor Gavin were singing on. Someone must have raised it. I don't see a way to control it from here. Apollo, what about that ladder there against the wall? We could use that to take a look up top. Maybe we should get Emma. What are you talking about? We have to see this sort of thing for ourselves. I'm not so good with heights. Same, Apollo. Apollo, I'm terrible with heights. I'm totally on your side here. Stop whining and start climbing. It didn't look that high from below, really. But when we just did it. Okay, we got to the top. It felt, I felt every one of those 15 feet down. Of course, I wasn't thinking about the height anymore. Not after what we found up there. No, it's the body. Wait. We found two things we were looking for and one thing we never expected to find. Two things you were looking for? No. Wait, what? Huh? But Machi's dead as well? Who would kill Machi? And why? Unless he saw something. Like, and he has a guitar in his hand. Why would they kill a 14-year-old boy? That's so dark. That is such a dark thing. I never thought they'd do this. Wait, like, what? Is that the first time they've like done that to like a child in this game? Wait, how are we back here already? What? What has happened? The guy who was doing the translation for Roa had a freaking Epiphone in his hand, an SG in his hand, and Machi laid flat on the floor. His little body, his little. What age is he? Like he's like 14, isn't he? He's like 14. What? How? Who would do this? July 8, 1009, Right Anything Agency. Wow, that concert last night sure went south in a hurry. understatement of the century. No kidding. Why did they arrest... Wait, did we say that? We said that. Sorry, so we said that. And she said, no kidding. Why did they arrest Maki? Oh. Oh, no. I thought he was dead or something. But I guess, like, I should know that they probably would have pointed that out. And maybe they probably wouldn't kill off a 14-year-old child. Do you think am I stupid for assuming that? Like, it just looked that way. He was beside another dead body, face first on the ground. Why did they arrest Maki? Why? So they arrested him as well. Don't look at me like it's my fault. Maki Tobai, the blind pianist. Arrested on suspicion of murdering Romaine Lettuce. I can't believe such a cute little boy could do something so horrible. I guess they had proof of some kind. What proof could possibly prove that? Morning. You just show up here? You just show up here? Wait, Trucy is like, what, she's 15, isn't she? I guess she's calling him little in, like, stature. Right? Okay, I'm glad he's not dead. Okay, I'm glad he's not dead. Morning. Prosecutor Gavin. What a night, eh? I apologize for being so upset. Mr. Gavin, do you know what's going on? Why did they arrest Maki? Why? Don't look at him like it's his fault either. Trucy's just a bit upset. It was tough for me too. We performed together that night after all. Yet? The powers that be say that given the circumstances, it could only have been him. But how could he lift that body with his little size? This little baby. How could he, with no muscle mass whatsoever, lift the big boy onto the big platform, then activate the platform, get on the platform, and then lie unconscious? How? Someone explain to Calvin. What do you mean by the circumstances? Lamaroa was invited from Borginia as an ambassador of goodwill. It is vital that this case be wrapped up swiftly. That's all the powers that be want, really. That's okay. See, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. That happens so many times with and especially like in the older, like I'm watching an older cop show now, and so maybe I'm like I'm gonna give my opinion on that. Like, but it's apparently it's pretty accurate from like the 70s. Like they would just try to get someone in jail by like 3 o'clock. You know, if the crime happened at 9, they would just try to get someone in prison as quick as possible, because not only does like it appease like newspapers and stuff like that, but like, you know, if you arrest the boogeyman that people think is a boogeyman, people sleep a little bit sounder at night, you know what I mean? Even though the real killer is at large. But then if another killing happened, you just say you can just say it was a different killer, you know? Well, those are circumstances, all right. What makes Maki the only possible suspect? Forehead, you seem to have forgotten that you're talking to the prosecution, the enemy. So you're going to be representing the prosecution? Right. I think I like this side of the prosecutor Gavin better, actually. So that's interesting. He likes this side that's kind of like more straightforward and more straight-laced. I'm not at liberty to discuss the particulars of this case, especially not to the defense attorney. That makes sense. What did you just say? Me, defense attorney? Oh, we got hired. We got hired by Maki? That's what I came to tell you. He's down at the detention center. He wants to request your services. So I wonder if he was observing us through that whole time, us like just taking up a case, and he's like, okay, well, I want him. You mean Maki? Maki wants me? This is what we've been waiting for, Apollo. Let's go get going. Right. Good luck. I'm off to question Lamaroa. Right, later. I hope I'm up to this. It is interesting. Oh, we're just going right there. We're going right there. July 8th, detention center visitors room. Well, I just don't get it. I refuse to believe a cute little kid like that could do something so terrible. I don't believe it for different reasons, right? Like, because like there's 100% a possibility that like a kid could kill someone, right? There's 100% a possibility, especially like a teenager could kill someone. To me, like the strength difference, the size difference, like Latus is a big man. He's massive. We saw him and he's imposing. Especially as dead weight. How do you carry the body as Maki? A 14-year-old boy who is like so small. You said it already. He looks like a celebrity, right? Like he looks like a celebrity. Maki, everything's gonna be okay. He doesn't speak English. We're here for you and his interpreter's gone. The music is great. Hi, maybe you can tell me about last night. He can't, he doesn't speak English. This is gonna be so difficult. Oh. And you know, like, oh my god, how frustrating it must be to not be able to explain what he wants to explain because he can't say it in our language. That's frustrating. That would make me upset. That's when I realized how tough it must be. It must be terrifying to be in a prison full of people that nobody knows your language. That you needed an interpreter because not everyone's going to know that language. Like, that's scary. If I'm him, I'm like, I'm thinking this is it already. You know, as soon as you're trying to explain your case to someone and they're speaking English to you, the first thing they should do in this is get him an interpreter. The first thing. It should not be allowed that this kid go on trial for something without an interpreter. Yeah, a little kid like this, exactly. My heart is breaking for him in a country so far he's so far away from everything he's ever known. Maybe Lamodoa can help? But didn't Prosecutor Gavin say she was with him? Good luck. I'm off to question Lamodoa. Well, what are we going to do? That's a good question. I can't think of anything we can do but go with this. And hope for the best at this trial tomorrow. It should be requested that he I know it's not going to be because, like, again, like they said, they're just trying to get this trial over and done with. Like, so, like, they're actually covering their bases as it comes to, like, the realm of, like, possibility and believability. They're covering their bases to the point that it's like, okay, he's not going to get a fair trial here. This poor kid. Not right. And we're starting the trial now, then. We're just starting the trial. It's not right. There we go. Like, I don't want, like, I'm not, like, here to excuse people just over and over again. I genuinely don't believe it was this kid. July 9th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 3.
Court is now in session for, how do I say that?
MAchi Tobai, Your Honor. The Pixie of Arpeggio? That is a great nickname.
Right. His trial. Court is in session.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is A-OK, Judge.
Very well, Prosecutor Gavin.
My opening statement, yeah?
No, actually, there was something else I wanted to ask you about.
Yes?
Say you're going to visit someone in the hospital with an incurable disease.
What do you say to them? What?
I mean, you wouldn't say get well soon, right?
Why is he asking this right now?
You'd only be kicking them when they're down.
What are you talking about? Yeah, I'm kind of confused too.
Actually, I'm going to visit someone who is terminally ill. Right after this trial, the Chief Justice's son.
Oh. The Chief Justice?
His son is afflicted with the most terrible disease. He doesn't have long, it seems. So I thought I'd go pay him a visit. I thought saying something moving might be in order of the day.
Why don't grown-ups ever just say what's on their mind instead of pretending? It's a difficult world out there, Trucy. It's very difficult. And sometimes telling the truth all the time in terms of, like, you know, speaking to your fellow co-workers and people you know in life and speaking so upfront to them can be almost like a detriment. She's looking at me with something like disgust. Hey, what are you looking at me like that for?
In any case, I'm a bit busy today, so let's wrap this up quickly. No. We're staying here for as long as it takes. Prosecutor Gavin, your opening statement, briefly.
You're in luck, Judge. I believe you'll be going to hospital visit sooner than you think. First, to review the victim in this case. Romain Letus, age 35. The global manager for Diva Songstress Lamodoa. The case of death, blood loss due to being shot by a large caliber rifle. This report has all the details. Wait, we have to check his shoulder for the recoil.
The court accepts this into evidence. .45 caliber, that's quite large, isn't it? A direct hit from that could knock a man off his feet.
However, the bullet struck him in his shoulder. The damage to the body was slight. Death was not immediate. Sadly, his blood loss was such that he could not be saved.
I suppose the victim's condition could have been much, much worse considering.
2 shots were fired. One shot missed and the other penetrated and passed through the victim's shoulder. Both bullets were found in the wall of the scene and observe the diagram. This is where the bullets hit.
I see. The court accepts this evidence. If we're talking about a 45 caliber revolver, we must assume that the killer was adept at the weapon's use.
Really? Yeah, apparently weapons that size have powerful kickback. If, say, the judge tried to fire one, it'd break every bone in his body. So then, why are we assuming that this kid is adept with this goddamn 45 caliber rifle? Is that what we're saying here?
The defense will take more care in choosing examples.
Oh, God. No. As I was saying, the victim was shot backstage in a dressing room. This dressing room only has one entrance to this door.
That does seem to be the case, yes.
However, there were witnesses who heard the gunshots. He's talking about you and Emma, huh? Yeah, when the witness entered the room, it was empty, save for the victim's body, of course.
But that's impossible.
Exactly, this murder was impossible. For all but one person.
One person?
That is, of course, the defendant, MAchi Tobai. So he can only hear his name being said right now, really. Like, he only understands his name being said right now.
Only the defendant could have committed the crime, but how?
It's quite simple. The circumstances of the crime scene make it clear.
Very well, I assume you have testimony to back this up. Back up this claim. Please show the witness to the stand.
Emma? Emma, don't do it. He's just a little boy. Emma, he's very sweet and he's little. Your name and profession, please. Emma Sky. I'm a detective for the police department. I was on security detail at the concert forum that night. Emma seems tired somehow.
Security at the concert, you say?
Some security I was. Couldn't even stop a murder. I mean, in fairness, you tried your best. You know, I think you were like just hungry. Everyone gets hungry sometimes. Everyone gets hungry sometimes. Get some snackos.
Now, don't blame yourself. Things like this happen. I made an even bigger mistakes in my career, you know.
I'm sure that makes her feel much better. I want to hear about these bigger mistakes. In any case, because you were on the security detail, the crime was quickly discovered, and we were able to identify the killer. You may give the court your testimony if you would. Describe the circumstances of that day and your discovery of the crime, please. Alright. Please be reasonable, Emma. I know you are a reasonable person, but please be reasonable. The night of the murder, I was on security backstage at the prosecutor Gavin's request. Only people involved with the concert in some way were allowed backstage. At the beginning of the third set, I heard shots. I went to the room and filled with blaring rock music and found the body. I examined the scene and determined that only the defendant could have done it. Huh? That quick? That quick? We're doing it that quick?
It was lucky that the detective was on the first on the scene.
But that door was the only way out of the room, right? But they're gonna say he's so little he could have squeezed through that little hole in the wall. Yeah, pretty much. But I don't get it. How can they say that MAchi did it? Looks like we need a bit more information.
Very well, the defense may begin the cross-examination.
And do not rush me, sir. Do not rush me. A kid's life is on the line here. Murderous circumstances. The night of the murder, I was on security backstage at the prosecutor Gavin's request. Only people involved with the concert in some way were allowed backstage. Like me? But I was backstage. I was backstage. We were let in, though. I didn't know about that. I certainly didn't invite you. I gave the Fräulein special permission to be there. I wanted her to see her again. Stay away from Trucy. Oh boy, did you hear that? We're officially involved.
No. 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 No.
Excuse me, Judge. Request to slam his face into the dirt and not let him ever go near my sister daughter. Gee, great. Some other hangers-on tried to get backstage, but I drove them off. So no other outsiders were there then. And then, at the beginning of the third set, I heard shots. Yes, I did too, I think. I went into the room to fill it with blaring rock music and found the body. Yes, this is true. I examined the scene and determined that only the defendant could have done it. Yeah, we need to press this. Lay off Trucy though, Gavin. How can you know something like that? As I said, it was clear from the circumstances. Listen, we know that there was only one exit from the room and that door. The small window only opened a tiny crack, and I was standing in front of the door. So how could the killer have fled the scene? There's only one possibility, the air vent. Ah! But that air vent was too small. How could... Oh, Apollo Justice. How you have fallen, King. Oh no. Why would you say this? Exactly. There's certainly no way you could get through it, nor me. The only one who could fit through was a child. A child? Remember, access to those rooms was limited. Only those involved with the concert were allowed. No! Stop this! Cease this! And all the people involved with the concert? Only one is small enough to be considered a child. You big baby.
The defendant?
The pixie of Arpeggio flitted up towards the sky and disappeared from the scene of the crime. Objection! Stop! Stop that! Objection! Stop that! Objection! Your Honor! Your Honor! Objection! The vibes are rancid. Your Honor. Right now, the vibes are not good. Okay? Your Honor, please. Your Honor, right now, the vibes are not great. But that's just conjecture. Oh, there was no other way out of that room. No. You were there. You should know, Forehead. What if I genuinely think that we're gonna find out that someone shot through the freaking window, the small little window on this side? You see on the right side, I genuinely think we're gonna find out someone shot through that window, then threw the gun in. That's my prediction. And there's another vital piece of evidence. Stop! Stop right now. Evidence? What? Marks were found in the air vent grill. Traces that it had recently been opened. Wait, what? And something else was found quite clearly. The defendant, MAchi Toei's fingerprints. What? Where? Where were they found? In the vent? Yes, I agree. Order. I agree.
That air vent was the only way out of the room. The defendant's fingerprints were found on the grill. Well, Forehead, what fairy tale does this suggest to you?
Little Red, leave me alone, please. Leave MAchi alone.
Only one can pass through that vent, the doorway to heaven. And that one is our pixie.
He has a name. Your Honor, can I request a vibe break? What is no? This is like already a case closed thing because like it's like, okay, who else could have fit in it? But like we have to be able to provide more evidence. We have to be allowed. Why are you looking at me, Apollo? Hey, I was out hooping it up with the audience. Well, you know what? Hooping it up is a great word. So this is the decisive evidence.
Quite decisive.
But there was also that weird like dude going around in the silk hat. And he was like popping everywhere. He popping off. I know the circumstances under which the body was found. I was there. An examination of the crime scene was enough to nail down the killer. I'm sure they have a good reason. They must have a good reason to arrest MAchi. And I'm going to find out what it was. We still have to go? There's still more? The night of the murder, I was in security backstage. Is there anything we can present? To be like, hey, MAchi didn't do it. Please. Only people involved with the concert in some way were allowed backstage. Yes. At the beginning of the shot, I heard shots. I believe we were having a chat when we heard the shots. You were the one chatting. I was eating snackos.
Ah, hey, no stacking in the court.
And you're sure the shots came from the Lamaroa's room? Yes, absolutely. Hey, I'm the one being cross-examined here. Here, this'll keep you quiet. katonk. She gave us a little katonk. Ah, thanks. So, how about, oh no. We're right mistaken about that,
Please either talk or eat, not both at the same time.
Right, so after that, me and Mr. Roy there opened up the dressing room door. My God, I went into the room and filled up playing rock music and found the body. It was filled with playing rock music? Is there anything we have that to say that it wasn't? Because I don't remember this being, was it filled with playing rock music? Rock? Blaring, yes.
When you say rock, are you referring to perhaps to this rock and roll music that's so popular these days?
That's right, when we went into the dressing room. Oh, I thought that was just like ambiance. Music was blaring out the speaker in the wall. They pipe and sound from the stage into the backstage through the speakers. The way people in the back can hear when they're supposed to be on stage. Did it have to be so loud?
You don't listen to the Gaviniers with your ears. You feel it with your entire body and soul. I always have the backstage monitors at full volume.
When we walked to the room, the band was playing Guilty Love, I believe, making it easy to determine the time of the crime.
If you could hear that music playing. Did everyone on stage for that song as an alibi? Including myself.
Anyway, I closed off the scene and started my investigation. I don't know what to do here, so we might just press the first statement as well, so we can have like every statement pressed. So at least we have that covered. Then we can like start desperately looking at the evidence, I suppose. That's probably the next thing we can do. After that, the night of the murder was the night of the concert. Yes, that's right. What was the detective doing on security detail, might I ask? It was only a concert. My thoughts exactly. But orders are orders, even when they come from the rock gods. Prosecutor Gavin?
Yes, allow me to explain. I smelled something that day, you might say the stench of conspiracy. That day at the concert hall.
Conspiracy?
Well, isn't it obvious? Mr. Keys, that whole morning, no, the whole day was ruined. And all because someone stole my keys.
That was the start of everything, wasn't it?
I couldn't ride my hog to the show. I couldn't open my guitar case.
There he goes again. Isn't it possible he simply misplaced them?
Misplaced them? Misplaced items don't just wander into a murder victim's hand on their own. What's this, Prosecutor Gavin? If your keys were in the victim's hand, that makes you the prime suspect.
Get him. Your Honor, the vibes off. Slow acting, I knew. Actual Quinine is waiting for you, I bet. He's singing something. Does everything with this guy have to be so over the top?
The killing happened in the middle of my concert. I was, like a sailor, adrift on a sea of sound. Anyway, I didn't want anything else stolen, so I put the detective with the most time in their hands on the task. I see, I can accept that.
Well, I can't. Oh, okay. Okay, we pressed everything. That's what we have to do.
I believe that's enough of that. The prosecution has a rather convincing case. The only way in and out of the crime scene was watched, making the defendant the only one who could possibly leave the scene.
Okay, then explain to me how he carried the body. You have to be able to explain this to me, how he carried the body, and then how he went unconscious. Explain.
Simple and decisive.
Explain. Explain to me. See this? Me, Apollo, explain. Me, Apollo, me, Calvin, me, Apollo, me, Witruzi, explain.
I believe you heard enough to determine of it. No?
No?
Inma was in a hurry to make a hospital visit.
I'm sure the Chief Justice will appreciate the gesture. Unfortunately, we have no direct witnesses. Fortunately, the criminal left decisive evidence for us. That will have to be enough. It can't be over already.
Very well, I believe this trial is finished. If the defense has no contradicting evidence, the prosecution has presented our proof clear and plain. If you have a contradicting evidence, it better be clear and plain.
Apollo, they got us on the ropes already. We better come up with something quick. I know. Think, what can get us out of this? We need evidence or a witness that can prove Maki is innocent beyond a doubt. Without that,
Mr. Justice, do you have a contradicting proof that can overturn the prosecution's case? If you do, you better tell us about it now.
this is it, and so soon. If I mess this up, it's all over. The courtroom wants contradiction proof. Show evidence. Call a witness. We know that there's a witness that witnessed this. The siren. We know that he called her the siren and she witnessed this. Oh. Because we don't have any evidence, right? That can really like say, hey, he didn't do it. Yeah, we don't. I'm going to go call a witness. Prosecutor Gavin, you claim that there were no witnesses to the crime. Are you absolutely sure?
Absolutely, I swear it on my career as a prosecutor.
Oh, your prosecuting career is going down. Wow, the day you quit.
And on my million-seller hit, Atro Quinine, My Love.
Well, that's also going down. There he goes again. Leave Drusy alone. Right now. Right now. That's too bad because there was a witness.
Oh, really now? But how did you come to the process since knowledge of prosecution clearly does not?
Because I'm the only one in the world who knows this. What's going on? I just talked to him and now... he's alive.
Mr. Latouche,
can you hear me? By the way, I love this game. Can I say that I just like absolutely adore this game? It is like one of my favorite things in the whole world to do. I love just sitting here, just like seeing everything unfold. It's so much fun.
Cold, so cold. Witness.
You're cold? Don't worry, you're going to be fine. Help us on the way.
Can't see.
Hang in there, Mr. Latouche. Tell me, who was the witness?
The witness is Cyrus Truesdale.
What? The victim said this before he died?
Perhaps he did, and perhaps he did not.
What do you mean by that?
We all know. All we know is that Air Forehead says what he said. It's no testimony, especially since it comes from the defense attorney himself.
Objection! Let's object to this. But it's the truth! He said it! I even told you about it. But apparently you ignored me completely.
It's my policy to fully investigate everything I deem relevant.
So that wasn't relevant to you.
Clearly this rookie lawyer thinks he can tell me how to do my job.
Rookie lawyer beat you last time. Rookie lawyer, 1-0 to you. You lost. Loser. Big loser. Big boy lost.
That's enough. Mr. Justice, we need clear contradictory proof from you. This is the witness yours unknown to the prosecution. I hope you're right. Failure carries a stiff penalty. Perhaps a stiff penalty. A stiffer penalty than usually called for?
No. There's no backing out now.
Let's hear the name of your witness, Mr. Justice. Lamaroa?
I recall Mr. Latouche's last words.
The witness is Siren.
Such a great design as well, by the way.
Siren? Ah, he must mean this. He meant the siren.
That's right, the siren of the ballad, Lamaroa. Lamaroa was only on stage for the second set, and she had access to the backstage area. She could have been a witness.
I see. Well, Prosecutor Gavin?
My claim still stands. There was no witness to this crime.
Very well. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth then, shall we? We will now take a break from Detective Emma Sky's cross-examination. Please show Lamaroa to the stand.
Lamaroa would say nothing other than night of the murder. Not today, though. Today we'll drag the story out of her no matter what it is. I'll reiterate what I said before. I do think Apollo is like more plucky or like more like confident. Like he isn't fully confident. He's definitely more confident than Phoenix was at this age. I think you guys would agree with that. Great design.
It is my distinct honor to welcome the siren of the ballad to our courtroom.
You are too kind.
Ah, you can speak English?
Yes. Yes, I can.
though I'm not very good. There's much I do not know, and also, Calvin doesn't know many women voices very well, so do beg his pardon if this sounds like about 30 other Ace Attorney characters through the years.
You speak so well. Have you spent time here before?
Actually, I do not know how I came by my knowledge of your language, nor where I studied.
What does she mean she doesn't know?
I too thought to call her as a witness, but I did not. I had a reason, of course.
What's that?
Lamoureux suffers from amnesia. Amnesia?
Lamoureux is not my true name. Yet I remember nothing of the time before I was given it. Nothing of the time before I started singing on the stage. Whoa, she's even more mysterious than I thought.
As a lauded singer Lamoureux, she lives a good life. There's little difficulties for her thanks to her success. Yet I did not wish to subject her to unnecessary stress. Okay. I see. I care surprisingly little about people's pasts. You have nothing to fear in this court, Lamoureux.
Thank you. Yet there is something I do not understand. I'm being called as a witness. What might I say?
No one will tell me anything of what happened. We tried to talk to you yesterday. You said no, no, no. You said no yesterday.
Lamoureux, let me be frank. I do not want to ask you up here to testify. Yet the young gentleman with the wide forehead there was adamant that you stand.
Okay, because I have no face cam, let the record show that I'm about to look behind me. Who are you talking about, huh? Do you hear that? Who are you talking about? Looking behind me. Who are you talking about? Let the record show that I'm looking behind me. Oh my. Congratulations, Paul, you're the bad guy. Trucy, please. I can't have you against me. If you're against me, I'll give up.
Well, now that you're here, please give us your testimony. If nothing else, the sound of your voice is welcome. Tell us what you saw that night of the crime.
Okay, what I saw. As for what I saw nothing. That night, I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set. Did she? Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. That's where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details.
No, it's gonna be tough.
This is gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough. She seems like a tough nut.
I must say, you sound wonderful just testifying. Dude.
Like at the record show, the judge is being a dingus. At the record show. I hope he was too distracted to hear what she was actually saying.
There you have it. She saw nothing that night. Now we can only pray that the defense has the sense to admit defeat, and refrain from detaining her here longer than need be.
Wow, you just got badder, Apollo. Way to go. Trucy, please, I need you on my side.
Very well, Mr. Justice, keep it short and sweet.
Lamoureux wouldn't talk to me the night of the crime. She must know something, and I've got to find out what. Okay, does any of the evidence we have, prove anything? What do you guys think? Help me out here. So we have this. We have this. No, I think we're just gonna press as much as we saw. As much as we can, I should say. But you must have seen something. Mr. Lithouse named you. Mr. Lithouse? How can I tell you what I don't know? Lamoureux, he said you were witness with his dying words. I don't know what he meant to say, but that night. Then I was invited to sing on stage and I did. Let's press everything. Let's press everything, because last time it worked. It was a great concert. No, let's not start this now, Apollo, okay? Let's not start this. You heard me sing? Thank you. I was hoping to get an autograph later, actually. Of course.
Mr. Justice, this is a cross-examination. You're out of line.
Come from Mr. Oh, your voice is so beautiful.
If anyone deserves an autograph here, it's me. I knew it. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Honor my gavel would be nice. That would be actually pretty sick, actually. Let's be honest. Hey, Judge. What's this? It's my autograph, and I'll keep this trial moving. What? Oh, my grandchild was so happy.
Apparently his grandson is a big fan.
Let us continue, shall we? If you would, Lamadora. Tell us what you did after your stellar performance.
I didn't return backstage after the second set. You did not return backstage once? Where were you then? What were you doing? I was cleaning up on stage. There are many things I must do for a performance other than simply sing. And was Maki with you at the time? Unfortunately, I do not know where he was. So much for an alibi for Maki. Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there.
Maki was with you at a point though, right? He definitely was with you at some point. With Maki, correct? How was he then?
He seemed like he always does, though I believe he was shocked by the news of Mr. Littau's death. Yet, he is not the type to show much emotion.
Yes, he's given the police no end of headaches.
What can he do? He can't speak English.
His answers to most questions was silence, and those glinting frames speak nothing.
He can't speak English. Oh my god. What do you expect him to do? The question hasn't gone very far. Clavier, you're smarter than this.
We sat there waiting.
That's where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details. What are we going to do with this?
How was the incident explained to you?
I was told nothing in detail, only that Mr. Littau's had died.
Of course, investigation requires some scrutiny.
But Mr. Littau's was my manager. I wanted to know more. I should have been told. But Maki and I were besides ourselves with concern.
Allow me to apologize, but please understand. Keeping you in the dark was as painful for me as it was for you.
Yes, I understand. Think, what doesn't ring true out of her testimony? It's hard to imagine Lamora lying. She might not be lying, but she's hiding something. What wouldn't she tell me the night of the murder?
What was it that she wouldn't tell us the night of the murder?
That's what I saw was on I'm trying to think back.
Not that anyway. What wouldn't she tell us the night of the murder? I'm kind of like, this is, I'm a little bit stumped. A little bit stumped, I mean, by a little bit stumped, I mean I'm like, terrified. So I'm wondering if what's happening here is there's some piece of evidence here about something she said the other night, but I can't quite remember the exact thing she said the other night. So we have information concerning the crime restricted to police parties. Ensure the efficient security about to speak no one. We have the lyrics, but I don't know if that's going to give us much, is it? Either, is it? Oh, sorry, I brought wrong button. That night, I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. What's not ringing through about this? That's the thing. What's not ringing through about this? That's what we have to answer here. Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room. It's something here that kind of didn't ring through from the start, which is this. Because I thought that she already knew what happened. No? I thought she already, like, knew what happened. Which is nothing like we really have here at all. What she told us the other night. I'm sorry if I feel like an idiot here, guys. Like, this is one of those times where I am just stumped. So as we can't, there's nothing to do with the gun. Oh. Okay. So what do we say? On which one? Okay, I didn't return backstage. Then it was like, okay, I didn't return backstage. Okay, that's my bad. I feel like a big dingus, but like, sometimes you will feel like a bit of a dingus. You know what I mean? Yeah, you did return last stage. It was a brooch chair. That's my bad. I just didn't think about that for a second. I don't know why I didn't think about that, but I'm having trouble believing you. You remember this brooch, do you not?
Why, that's Lamoroa. She was wearing it for her song.
So at least we know that we found that she was lying. Care to add that to the testimony, Prosecutor Gavin? What? The brooch was found after the murder took place. At the very scene of the crime. Lamaroa, how did your brooch get backstage if you did not go there yourself? Exactly. Well done, Apollo. Well, after a while. And as Prosecutor Gavin has told us, you had been wearing it during your performance that night. Oh. Her little veil went over her eyes. I guess that's her thing. What's the meaning of this, Lamaroa? Please explain. Lamaroa? Now... She says English is quite difficult. Well, you know the language? That trick's not going to work here. Your Ford may be large, but you are a lawyer truly. Do you know this language? But you have missed one important fact. You know the language? What now? In fact, at the time of the incident, I went backstage, but only for a moment, so she lied. What? Think back to the moment of the crime. You know whereof I speak. I'm not angry at her for this, by the way. I didn't know she had I didn't know you could translate. That's fine. That actually that makes a lot more sense about why we're putting this kid up on trial. That's my bad. Is she really saying all that? What's she talking about, Apollo? Right when the incident occurred. Ugh. Is she talking about that? Watch this room for me. I have to call for backup. Right, understood. You want me to make sure no one comes in, right? Mr. Taos, can you hear me? So cold. Witness. You're so cold. I think we saw this like 20 minutes ago. I think we did. The witness. Siren. Siren? How can a siren witness anything? Yipes. Emma, what was that? Who's there? What's wrong? Emma, did you see anyone just now? Huh, no. I could have sworn I heard a door close. So that's what it was? I looked into the room. Just a glance, mind you. So this was when your brooch dropped? See, the issue is you've already lied. The issue is you already lied, okay? And I get you're scared. If you're scared, that's fine, but you've already lied. Now we have to go with the pretense that you do lie. That explains that. I didn't know he could translate. There was no other time I could have dropped it. But that's ridiculous. You only locked it in for an instant, but you dropped your brooch. Looked in for an instant.
Her forehead. She has raised the possibility that the only thing that can counter that is evidence.
Dear Lord. In my opinion, like, yes, she said she gave a possibility, but to me, like, if I'm in a court, what I would do is, like, if I'm the judge, I'm like, hey, wait a second though. Yes, she raised the possibility, but she lied about the first possibility. She said she didn't come backstage. Well, now she's saying that she came backstage afterwards, right? So she's saying that's when she dropped it? Oh my lord.
So she looked into the crime scene.
Actually, I intended to go into the dressing room. I knew nothing of what had happened.
This is gonna be rough. This is gonna be rough.
But the moment I opened the door, I heard a horrible voice. What?
Therefore, it's shouting. Who's there, no doubt.
A horrible voice indeed. Why are you all bullying me? I'm having a hard day.
I closed the door immediately.
Well, that explains the brooch.
Okay, I guess it does. Go on there, Judge. Good man yourself. Good on you. Go on, you good thing. Let's return to your testimony.
That's too convenient. She's hiding something. I agree, Apollo. I agree. But the judge loves a bit of convenience, you know? He's trying to get out of here. Lamoureux, you did look into the room, though, right?
Yes. Testify as to what you saw. Very well, though it was only a briefest of glimpses.
When my performance was over, we're doing like a little bit of a little sightseeing with our bracelet. Here's my thing. It's just like I think that it's actually really well done in a way too, just like to put some pressure on it. Like to put some pressure on us, because it's like, okay, not only are they saying that this trial, they have to get this kid in prison quickly for the ambassadors, but they're also saying that the judge wants to leave your area too. They're putting the utmost pressure on us. And I actually think that it's actually very interesting. I saw nothing. The last body was behind a wall. How do you know it was behind a wall? You said you didn't know the details. You knew the body was behind the wall, though? What are the other statements? Then I was led by the police. Okay, so this is the new statement. So let's perceive. I'm gonna perceive. You're getting perceived. I saw nothing. So it's when she says I saw nothing. Is she doing something with her hands, maybe? Maybe this is not right. Here again. Yes, here again. I saw nothing. Is it her eyes? So what are we, okay. Okay. It has to be, it has something to do with the veil. Is it literally that? Is it literally just like the neck quiver? Is that something? Okay, hold on a second. Here again. Is it literally the neck, like little, like what do you call it when you're gulping? I guess. Oh, there it goes. No, I was too late. That was too late. Wait, is it? No. Gotcha. There it is. It's okay. This visual effect is always very cool. The late Mr. Matthau's body, you say? Yes. You know something more about Matthau's death that you were saying. Yes, she said earlier she didn't. What? I can see you trying not to remember, but the effort made you swallow. You can't fool my eyes. It is true. It was so terrible after all. Why did Mr. Matthau's have to be shot? One moment, Lamoureux. Yes? What was that you just said? Why did Mr. Matthau's have to be shot? Yes. She was hiding something, I knew it. Lamoureux, I'm afraid you haven't realized it, but your words just now contradict your testimony. Huh? How could that be? Is it because she didn't know any details? Take this. Lamoureux contradicts your own testimony and I have the evidence to prove it. Huh? Oh, how could she have seen it? Is that what we're saying? Because it was behind a wall, or? Is that what we're saying? Oh, we're gonna lose a life here. I mean, let's try. Okay, so it's either that. Okay, let's try this. It's not this. Okay, if we do must understand the meaning of contradiction, it is you who contradict Mr. Justice. Oh God, we got it wrong. Your evidence is meaningless. Okay, let's try again. It's okay. It's okay. I just thought that maybe it's just okay. Okay, so what do we have? We have, this isn't it. This is just like maybe this? Because it's saying that to ensure the efficiency and secrecy of our investigation, the bearer is hereby ordered to speak to no one outside of the investigation concerning any details. She wouldn't have known. Okay. She couldn't have known. That's it. Okay, that's easy. That's fine. Not easy, I'd say, as I got the first one wrong. So, like, really, I can't be like, oh, that's easy when I got it wrong. Because that's, like, kind of a silly thing to do. That's like when someone dies to a boss 300 times and goes, that wasn't too hard. Tell me, Lamoureux, how did you know he had been shot? Well, immediately following the incident, a gag order was placed on the screen. This is the document proving that. In your testimony, you told the court, no one told me anything about the incident. Furthermore, you testified that you had seen nothing. Yet you knew that Mr. Matthau's had been shot. How could you have known? Yeah, that's her thing. Yark. So we got her with that. Okay. That's good. That's a good start. That's a good start, right? But I don't think we have her fully. Lamoureux, you aren't hiding something for this court, I hope. That sweet song of hers sounding a little too sweet. Now I remember. Please, allow me to add to my testimony. So she's using not only like the barrier of language, which is fine. You can speak in your own language as long as you have an interpreter, right? But she's also using the amnesia angle as well as to go with like, to use to her advantage here, I think, a little bit. Of course, all we want to know is the truth. She looks kind of pale, huh? She saw something, I know it. Even the victim said so. It's also kind of cool, by the way, in my opinion, that Clavier is also a little bit biased here. Like I think it's because he performed with this girl, and he's kind of like, oh, he probably, is friends with the girl. And he doesn't want her to go to prison. So usually, and in the last ride, he was like all over the last defendant. You know what I mean? He was all over Tiala because he knew that she wasn't innocent. So I'm wondering, like, is this like him kind of like showing that he does have like weaknesses? He is like fallible, which is good for a character. So this is a new statement. I saw bullet holes in the wall and Mr. Latous has been shot. Wait, hold on. What? Hold on a second. Can I look at I can look it without presenting it, can't I? So this was the door opens this way? Is that what they're saying with this? So there's no way you could have seen it. I wish we could have like an actual picture of it again. The only way we could do that is if I like recorded the audio or video and like went back to the last 30 minutes. But that's not even long enough. That's not long enough. I'm gonna say this because it looks like it's saying the door opens this way. So how could you see it? There's a wall right in front of there if you only took a glimpse in. Yeah. There you go, girl. Lamuroa, they call you the siren of the ballad. But lies are hardly becoming of such a creature.
A put down worthy of a prosecutor, Mr. Justice.
Okay. I'll take a compliment. You know what I mean? Such put downs are hardly becoming of you, Apollo.
Yeah, Tracy, not my proudest moment, is it? It's not our proudest moment whatsoever. Stop polishing your forehead and start polishing your character, yeah?
Why does everyone be mean to me? Like, you're all mean. You're all really mean. Everyone here is mean. Come on. Can't I be cool for once? Observe the diagram. Lamuro, you are cool. Lamuro you looked in from the door just for a moment. Correct? Yes, that is so. There was bullet holes in the room, yes? But they were in the wall. The door is on. You see, assume you merely glanced into the room. You couldn't have seen the bullet holes. Yeah. Oh, it's cool from behind, isn't it? It's a cool little gown. Or I guess like a what would you call it? Like a, I don't know, like a long cardigan.
Lamuroa.
Yes?
I'm afraid the defense has raised a good point. It appears you have been holding back something.
And I must tell you what it is I saw?
Yes. The happenings in this trial are being recorded, and I'm certain will be on the news in Virginia. You understand your reputation is at stake if it holds to you to avoid tarnishing it.
Personally speaking, I still believe that the cross-examination her will yield absolutely nothing. But she knew about Mr. Latous, she knew how Mr. Latous died. And he named her as a witness. You must have seen something, Lamuroa.
Very well. Lamuroa, please continue your testimony.
And with that, guys, we're going to end the video there, and we're going to go on with the next one and do the testimony. The next one. This is so much fun. Like, I want to make it clear that this is like one of my favorite games to play on the channel, my favorite type of game. I don't know if this game will ever top Trials and Tribulations for me. As a game that I just think is absolutely perfect. Well, we'll see by the end of it. I love it. Like, again, it's hard to get perfect, isn't it? But I want to say thank you to the Can Never Pay the Baby Gangsters here on Patreon, Tyfire2, Jamie Bull, Johnny the Banana, Normal Kara, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicious Felix, George Candelaria, Eskun, Yuld, Radish, Fruity, Orange Banks, Summer Oasis, Jeff Trap, Anusta, Ciabatta Bread, and Malcolm Conde. Thank you so much for everything, guys, and I'll see you very soon. Also, I will say this as well. Hear me now. The vibes with you guys, not rancid.